Computer's dead. Well, it goes. All right. So how's everybody? I'm so glad y'all jumped on this call because I really wanted to test this. And this is going to be awesome for y'all just to force me to do it like last minute. I love it.
No, it's
Okay.
awesome. We got to meet each other. Really cool group we got.
Yeah. So real good. I spent a lot of time last night talking to Chris on the phone and he got to see all my excitement and then had another call today. And I'm like, holy moly, this thing, y'all. I'm so excited. I've got migraine headache, can't sleep. I mean, I've been talking to people all day. Everyone I talk to is signing up. Like we just need to get in front of people, right? So if we can do it this way, it'll be so much easier, I think, and help everyone else too that's scared to have a conversation. So I have not qualified for Legend, but for whatever reason, they've given me a grace and they've invited me to be on the leadership calls, which is incredible. They actually invited me last minute to go to the St. Louis event. And I wasn't able to go because I was already in Vegas for the thing that I had already planned to do. And it just about killed me. And so they called me today and said, there's a leadership call at 11, jump on. And I did. So basically the call today was just to really make sure everyone understood how big this thing really is and that we need to be making sure that our team members understand how massive it can be to build a team, and how it can prepare you for the next project, right? And that really spoke to me because I'm just kicking myself that we didn't open up and have enough trust in the founders earlier in Daisy. We waited literally till the last month to start opening our mouth and sharing, and just having 4 weeks to build a team of 75 launched us into Limitless in such a big way that we've been able to make a crazy amount of money in our referrals. And we've made so many great friends. Most importantly, we've changed lives, right? Like people are excited about something with the economy being the way it is. It's so nice for people to see people be excited about something new. It's nice for me to have, a reason to get out of bed every day and just know that we can share an opportunity with people that I don't know how I was blessed enough to get to know this, to know about this because it is literally that big. Today they talked about multiple things that are new. So 45 minutes before the call today, he had gotten confirmation that Clint can probably share more about this, but they call him the god of Bitcoin. So I think he's a person that, and I was cutting out and I was driving, so I couldn't write it down, but he's the one that basically helped launch Bitcoin in the beginning, joined the team. Like what? So the fact that this gentleman is willing to come on board and back this coin and also help to propel and launch it in the correct way is so massive. Like to see Andre's excitement about that was super cool. I mean, he had just gotten the news, and matter of fact, he hadn't even shared it with the Limitless founders yet because he had just got off the call right before that one, the leadership call. And he said there's going to be more information about that, but that was something that would happen today. And I think every day they're just getting new information, like more excitement and more things that they weren't expecting, right? So cool. They also said that Dimitri said that they're very close to having the license, the crowdfunding license for blockchain sports. And I've heard him mention that they were working on that for a couple of months and didn't really understand why they needed a crowdfund license. I was like, are we doing something we're not supposed to be doing before the license? But no, what they're doing is they're going to set up a marketplace for all of us to be able to offload our nodes or our coins or our whole founders pack should we choose to do that at any point. He acted like that would be complete. They would have that in hand within a month. That's something that has never been done in history. Like the UAE has never issued a license for crowdfunding before, and they're issuing one, which is making it legal for us to do what they're wanting to do as far as making it easy for us to offload our nodes and things. So if you think about that, I mean, I just all day I've been going, wow, this is so big, because if the UAE and Saudi Arabia are in a bidding war over the remaining shares available or nodes available that Limitless does not take, right? If they're in a bidding war over that, and also over who's going to host the first XR game. I'm sorry, my phone is blowing up and I don't know how to turn that off. So my computer doesn't do that. See, this is why we needed to do this test thing. Do y'all know how to do that? How do you turn that off so that doesn't happen? Anyway,
Is it a
we'll figure
volume
that out.
thing?
It's my phone is attached to my computer, so every time I get a text, this is how my phone is all day long, by the way, is blowing up. But anyway, I'll figure that out later. But so the fact that they're in a bidding war and there's not going to, sorry. So they're going to do the first XR/VR game next month in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia won that, I guess, bid. They're going to have the game there because they want to be able to say that they were the first in the world to host this game. It's going to be a 5-on-5 game.
Holy
Anyway,
crap.
I know I got really distracted with that conversation, but that was a slow moment. But anyway, if we're going to be able to sell, I mean, if we're going to have the only nodes that are available, right? Whoever, let's just say that we don't raise all the money and there's still whatever, however many millions left that have to be raised in Saudi Arabia or Dubai, whoever, or JP Morgan Chase, buy the rest of them. Okay. Then there's going to be tons of people that want in this deal, right? We're going to be able to go onto this marketplace and say, we want to get debt free in overnight and sell a node for crazy amount of money, more than its value, right? We set the value, what we want to sell it for. Somebody comes on and says, I'm willing to pay this amount, and that the marketplace connects you and you sell it. It's going to be so great, right?
So the nodes are not going to be tied to our person? Like we don't have, I heard that you had to give up your place, basically.
I heard that too. And so when he said this today, he said we'll be able to offload one node or
Oh my
our whole
God.
package, or y'all, this is so massive.
Woo, $1 million.
That could
Oh
be
my
worth
God.
$1 million. One node could be worth $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And I
Right.
got 66 of them.
Yes. I know. I mean, I have chills right now, y'all.
Yeah.
This has been happening since 11 o'clock. I mean, look at my arm. I mean, because I don't think people are realizing what we have our hands on. And every day I'm seeing something new. Like, let me just tell you what happened yesterday. So I mean, I've been working hard, like promoting this thing, not really understanding. I mean, I'm getting rewards from it, but not really understanding what the pools meant.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. Okay, so people are saying, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to share it. I don't want to worry. I don't want to do this network marketing thing. Y'all, who doesn't want to share something that's going to change? I'm sorry about these notifications. How do I turn this off? It's distracting me, and I know it's distracting y'all, and I don't know how to turn it off. Oh my gosh.
Turn off notifications. Just go to your
On my phone?
Yeah,
On
on your
phone?
phone, turn off notifications and that'll shut it off.
Do not disturb. Okay, thank you. Okay. No, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the polls. Okay, so I don't even know who's on this call. Am I boring y'all? Okay, so
No.
as far as the pools are concerned, I didn't really understand. I knew I was getting a 30-day payout for each share that I earned in the pool, right? And it wasn't a significant amount of money, but it's added up. Like over the last 3 months, it's added up on top of my 4% that I'm getting in referrals, okay? It's added up to a significant amount of money. But what I didn't realize is that attached to those pools in each one of those shares are a lot of coins. So let me pull it up on my phone. For example, the champion pool, the one that I'm in now, I have 35 shares in that. There's 100 million coins attached to that pool alone. There's 100 million coins attached to the Legends pool too. And then the Rising Star pool, you could have earned 5. Now they've opened it up where you can earn 5 more. So a total of 10 shares in that. I mean, that's the one that's most reachable for most people. So let's just talk about that for a second. Let me pull it up. Sorry, if I would have been more prepared, I would have had this all handy, but let's talk about that real quick. Let me find where I did my calculations and sent it to Curtis and them. Okay, so the Rising Star pool, if you get 10 shares in that, there is 937 coins. Oh, sorry, that's nodes. Hang on. There's 354,375 coins available for that pool. Okay. Right now, there is, so that's 1,895 coins per share. If you can earn 10 shares of that pool, that's an additional 18,950 bonus coins that you're going to have. Now, you don't have those all at one time because whatever your total bank of coins is, you're going to invest 5% a month, right? So everybody, that's why nobody can put this in a spreadsheet and explain it to people, because it's going to be different for every person, depending on if you have pool shares or if you have, if you take the penalty and sell early or on your, your invested coins. There's a lot of variables there. But y'all just think about that. That could be an additional at $5.50. I mean, y'all understand I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but if that happens, that is $104,000 value for telling 4 people. I mean, wow, right? Like the next 10 days we need to, or it's a week now, we got to get busy because that everyone needs to earn that extra money. If all we have to do is get $10,000 in volume.
Well, Carrie, I think the only obstacle that any of us are going to face is getting someone into a crypto bank, a wallet, and because it takes, as you and I have figured out,
I know
it takes time, 10 days, 2 weeks.
I get this. This is what we need to do. We need to get that out of our head a little bit because we need to go. I know you can't because you're in Washington, but almost everybody can do Uphold. It takes 2 days. I had my cousin did a $25,000 deposit into CoinZoom and it was available 2 days later. I don't know why that happened. I think that was a God thing, but I don't know. If you don't make a mistake and you fill out everything correctly and you're really careful, you use the Daisy referral link, it's happening faster than it should. I think yours was faster than what we thought.
Totally. No, mine, these guys were ninjas. I told them that I was part of the Daisy Limitless group, and within hours it was resolved.
I think they're trying to fix a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I've had multiple people, if it's under $10,000, use Kraken and have it available that same day, later on in the day. So just let's not be fearful of that and still push, because there's still time to get that done. But anyway, y'all, that's massive money. That's a crazy amount of money. I didn't even realize that the coins attached to the pools existed. And I feel like I have studied this thing backwards and forwards and upwards and downs. And so
a lot of moving parts.
I just think that there's so many things that you don't see, right? Like light bulbs just go off every time I listen to them talk. And they mention things like crowdfund license on a call and thinking that we understand what they're talking about. But then when I was on the call today and he was explaining it, I mean, the light bulb went, I was like, oh my gosh, this marketplace is for us, like it's for us to unload our stuff. And when he explained all of that, I mean, I could have understood that a month ago, but I didn't. That's massive for people that's a whole nother way to get your money back instantly. And this is going to be available day one.
Yeah, that's the marketplace multiplier effect of 20 to 50x because there is a market. And this does not exist right now. And that's part of the ecosystem of this whole thing. So many pieces of this do not exist. So you end up with a 1-to-1, one billionaire selling it to one billionaire instead of 100,000 people selling it to 1 billion people. It's absurd.
I mean, if you don't have to sell it, I wouldn't sell it. But if you need, talk about becoming wealthy overnight. Like, I mean, y'all, this is possible. And
generational. This is generational stuff, man.
Yes.
Yes, it is very much so. And those of you who don't understand how the nodes are going to generate coin. Andre today clarified, Richard asked the question, he wanted to confirm how many coins our nodes are going to generate every month, and he said they will generate 52.08.
Yeah.
So we were saying 52.08 coins per month per node. Now those will be same as our total bank of coins, correct? Right? So everybody understand that you can, they're going to invest 5% of those a month. So depending on how many you have, 5% will be available to sell.
It's 3,432 coins per month to sell.
If that, depending on how many nodes you have, right? Or is that
Well, yeah, no, if you're Founders Pack 4, you'll have 3,400 coins a month to sell with all the, and now if you've got any of the additional packs, all that's extra.
Well, and on top of the bonus coins that you have that are minted and invested,
Just on a monthly cash flow basis. I mean, again, that's over $20,000 a month, just that right there alone.
Yes, I did the math today for someone that was in that pack, the Founder Pack 4, and it was, I want to say it was 13,000 something a month. That was that he was going to have access to month 1 or October 1st. And then, you know, as long as you don't sell more than
the 5%.
5%, you're not going to go backwards. You're going to be able to do that consistently. And you have to remember, this coin's not going to stay, if it launches at $5.50, it's not going to stay at $5.50.
No,
it's increasing every month.
If they've got the Bitcoin behind, the guy that pushed Bitcoin behind this, potentially we could look and say that again. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen, guys, but potentially, if it goes even half to Bitcoin, that's $25,000 per coin.
I mean, y'all, and they were mentioning, I don't know if y'all caught it. I'm sure y'all did. I mean, some of this is so over me, but they mentioned that they're expecting on that call, the last founders call, they said something about that we could potentially be right under Solarium, which is like number 5. Did y'all hear that, or did I misunderstand?
Solarium or Solana?
Solana, sorry.
Yeah.
Solana.
No, Solana.
That's number 4, right?
Yeah.
If it comes in at valuation, or if it comes in at number 5, we know we're top 10. Y'all, this is going to explode.
Yeah, what's crazy is Solana is a prototype, and it goes down like every year. Yeah, I mean that would be a no-brainer. And the fact that we're going to have a global marketplace for this, that is to me the ultimate game changer, because it does not exist in the cryptosphere. Does not.
I mean, just to see everybody's face on that
Could
call.
be the new big. Could be Atlas. Could be the new Bitcoin.
Not even Atloin, because Bitcoin is just Bitcoin.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Atleta is the entire,
and it's the entire blockchain of ecosystem, professional sports, which who doesn't want to buy into professional sports? Anyone who knows about it, that's a recession-proof investment, professional sports. Everybody always goes. I don't care how much money you got, you're buying a ticket.
Yeah, Bitcoin was built at a time where cryptocurrencies were built for an ecosystem themselves, where their network was this one little thing.
Couldn't use it outside their eco.
Yeah, interoperability is the name of the game.
Now this is
and we were talking to, forgive me, but we were talking to the gentleman that is going to go to Russia, and he was talking about the issues of interoperability. That was talking about the issues of interoperability across different sanctioned chains.
You bet.
And this is going to completely break that. Governments are only going to exist for their local capacities like they should.
Yes.
And this is going to decentralize. That's how I see the future. The future is decentralized, and it is something that has never existed in the history of man.
So that's what AI allows. AI allows this thing to exist, and because of its capacity, that's why.
Well, I don't like to throw around the AI term, because I consider it all to be machine learning. The second that we actually have true AI, we're in trouble, because that means that we can figure stuff out.
The proprietary programming, we'll call it that. The
proprietary
programming they have is what allows all this to exist, because it touches. It literally is webbed to everything. It touches everything.
What else you got, Carrie?
Well, the only real other thing that I can't stop thinking about is, well, there's a lot of things, but and I was not in the room, but have been told by the two people that were in the room for that meeting in St. Louis that, believe it or not, the next project is bigger than this one. So hold on, y'all. Hold on,
How
because
could that be? How could that be?
I
Yeah, no
understand.
kidding.
That's
That's
what
what I
I'm
keep
saying.
thinking.
Are we
But
talking about creating our own government now? We're gonna own our own country?
I mean,
One world government, Adleta.
it is, it's big, and we know it involves Eric Naputi. I don't know what else there is to that, but maybe we're
We'll see.
disrupting healthcare. I don't know, but I'm just like, whatever it is, y'all, this is big.
Yeah.
And we need to get in where we can. We need to promote this thing, get some of those extra coins that they're giving out free nodes for bringing in 2 nodes for $5,000. Y'all, everybody can find that. We've got to get people to understand that they don't have to understand this. They just need to get on a call with us. They just need to get on this Zoom so that we can show our excitement for it. And whether they know us or they don't know us, they can hear that this is comprehensible, right? Even if you don't understand the technology, because there's so much of it that's above my head, but I see it and I'm like, wow, it's just massive.
Well, and then there are those of us that, I mean, I do understand it, and I do see the capacity of it touching itself and how it relates to the industry that it's created. And I'm coming from a very athletic and sports background. I get it. I absolutely get what these guys are doing. And it's just mind blowing that they're able to pull it off, and it's actually happening. I mean, look at what's going on with the teams they've already got going. These kids are killing. I mean, they're killing it out there, and it's all because of the training. And
They also said that they're going to start. I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you, Chris. I'm so excited.
No, please.
It came right to my mind. They also said that they're going to start minting the NFTs for the 350 players that are
That's big.
That's fixing to happen. They're starting that. Like, I want to say testnet starts 3 days. I'm not sure.
Can you imagine how many people want to buy a part of a professional athlete?
What I wanted to ask so bad was, when they start doing that, are we going to start seeing revenue, like coins generating from our nodes already during testnet? Because they acted like that when they were explaining it, but I didn't understand how that works. Do you know, Clint, how that works, or what?
Yeah, I've participated in a lot of test nets and a lot of drips and stuff like that. What they'll do generally is it won't be Atla coins, it'll be these freebie coins that they give out because they're testing it. And so
Okay.
they'll give rewards, they'll do like NFTs and stuff like that, like the whitelist just did, but they're not going to be something that'll be usable in the future. Most of the time that ends up being bragging rights for the developers.
Okay, so what about the information
concept.
that they're
Okay, so what
putting
you're saying, they
on
wanna-
during testnet? Like the information that they're storing, the NFTs on the players and the information that they're putting on the blockchain to test. Will we make anything as founders, node owners, will we make anything from that?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not until it goes
Until they
live.
monetize it.
There's not going to be your daily, weekly, quarterly returns until September 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when they're going to monetize. That's what I understand, is that's when they're actually going to monetize this thing, is in September.
Okay.
Is that right?
That's one thing
Right.
that I think I've been misleading people, because I thought that once testnet started, we would start making, or once they started putting information on the blockchain, that our nodes would start generating revenue. In terms of that.
Usually the way that they do it is they run it in parallel. So you'll have this siloed little piece over here of the blockchain, but it's not connected to everything.
Okay.
And only those with access to it will be allowed to do what they need to do in there, because they're testing third-party apps. They're testing all kinds of stuff to make sure that it stays up. They're testing against security flaws. They're testing everything. And during a testnet phase, you can see multiple times where everything on there gets wiped out. So somebody could be, number one with 100 million coins and go to 0. And that's because they tested something, they broke it, now they get a rebuild.
They did mention that. They did talk a little bit about that today. I didn't understand what they were saying, but that makes sense now. Because
this is a proof of stake system. So we aren't putting up anything to get involved in the blockchain. That's part of the security aspect of it.
I tell almost everybody that, you don't have to be the wizard behind the curtain. You just have to know that it's going to get you where you want to go. Like people like the lady that I spoke to today, after I was with you, Kyler, she was single mom, like clueless, like had no concept of any of this that I'm talking about. And I'm just blah, 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 and I told her that, and she goes, I don't know what it is, but I want to be in it. You are so excited. Like none of that you said made any sense to me. And I said, for $900, like, and I tell my 19-year-old son this too, and he's brought a lot of his friends to this. And they're 19 years old. And I told her, I said, if a 19-year-old kid and his friends can get involved at Founder Pack 1, and he's actually up now to I think he did the 8,000 and the 5,500. I mean, he's working his butt off to get involved. If they can do that at that age, any of us can do that, right? Like we can go mow grass, we can do laundry, we can babysit, whatever it is, to get a little bit of extra money to get involved, because people need to understand this could change their life. And even if they can't get involved in a big way with this project, there's projects coming down the line that if they can make a little bit of money here passively and can take that money and sell a node, for heaven's sakes, on the marketplace and use it to get involved in the next one in a bigger way each time, this is gonna make a big difference.
Yeah, and let me even speak a little bit more about what I see the decentralized future. What if every business is going to follow this model in the future as a decentralized model? That means that what we're building right now is going to be the first brick in the house that gets built in the future. That means, unfortunately, everybody that you grab, you are basically, kind of above, and you're creating these revenue streams. The people that aren't in can't get in, even if they were born late. That's one of those things that there's a downside to it. So a big piece that I was speaking before the meeting here was diversification. So what if you're in 5% of your wealth in something like this, and it ends up being that golden ticket that wins in the future? You already have your ticket on the train. All those other people don't. So there's not a downside, especially in a casualty-free market like what we are experiencing right now. There will never be anything better than this. We have to step out of our comfort zones and trust the people that are doing the work, because there have been so many scams, because nobody's ever been able to put something like this together. The business, we understand horizontal, we understand vertical integration for a business, but this is going to be the first business that encompasses everything that has. The only thing that they didn't do was say, once you signed up, we will help you with your healthcare. That's the only thing that they didn't say. They've got us with the money. They've got us with the revenue stream. They've got us with kind of, risk-free business where we are a part owner, that we're receiving rewards on the business and efforts and the sports of these other people. Having that ticket to ride the train just means you can get on the train. It doesn't mean that you're stuck there forever. You can get off, you can do other stuff, but you have that ticket. You're one of 100 people that were allowed on that train.
But like you said, Clint, if that one ticket, that one thing could surpass every other thing you're doing, and what wonderful thing would that be? I mean, how bad would that be, right? So I tell folks, if you want to really get your head wrapped around it, you're investing in professional sports at a crowdfunding founders level. That's the easiest way for me to broach the conversation with folks. Is you're investing in professional sports overseas right now. It's going to be worldwide. And I go into everybody knows what soccer is. Everybody knows what that is. Everybody knows what professional sports is. And I don't know anyone who would not want to invest in professional sports of some way. Everybody does. So it's the only, from an investment standpoint, which is my world, it is the one recession-proof investment you can do, because I don't care what's happening in the world. Everybody goes to the sports games. They're always sold out. What does that tell you? They're spending money somewhere, right? And so to be able to be part of that in any fashion, and the way that it would unfold and worldwide, that's where we're going to see that major effect. Is like somebody, I can't remember who it was, but in the telegram, they said it's going to produce two things, only two. This investment's going to produce two things: millionaires and billionaires.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch on another quick point too that I posted in the chat yesterday. If anyone didn't see it, FIT 21 passed the House yesterday, which is crypto regulations in the United States. 71 Democrats jumped ship and said, we are going to vote for this thing, despite the fact that all these other people that want to defend the banking system are telling us not to. That means politicians are seeing the writing on the wall, and they will jump on any project once it hits a 51%, you know, that they can get the most votes from and all that kind of crap. And they know that in the future, crypto is a electable thing as of now. So you'll see the House has started talking about, I'm sorry, the Senate has started talking about it, and the senators are the ones that are absolutely diehard against it, and they're flipping. And the White House has even started walking back their comments as to being in on crypto as well. Once the United States economy opens up, it's game over.
Trillion. We have
Andre,
trillions of dollars to convert. Trillions of dollars to convert.
Oh, and MICA with the MICA with the European Union went live the same day that that got passed. So Europe, every other jurisdiction on the planet has crypto clarity except for the USA.
well, and Andre touched on that today. He was very excited about that. He said what that means, you know, all the stars are aligning. He was just so excited. He's like, we're not in, what do they call it? The crypto something?
Crypto bros.
Whatever they winter, or I don't, anyway, he said we're entering the second, like it's more than what they originally thought. We're going into this because of that law that whatever passed. He was so excited about that. And he was saying that I guess Ethereum is now also considered is it not EFT, what is it called?
ETF, exchange traded fund. Yep, they had a bunch of those.
So now that's another big plus for crypto and blockchain and all the things. And anyway, that was mentioned today too. I'm trying to think if there was anything else on that call that. Anyway,
yeah, I can't tell you how big that is because I'm an XRP guy and I'm a Ripple guy, and that case should be concluding soon. So I have an honorary doctorate in legal as far as all this stuff goes because I've been following that since 2020. And it's almost about done. And that is the chip in the wall that once it cracks, the whole thing's coming down, and it's just going to open it up for all this money to go into. And as fearful as I am for the dollar, there will be a point, the dollar still holds a lot of clout around the world, but there's going to be a point where that dollar has to find a home. And if this happens to be that home, because who doesn't love football, soccer, whatever overseas, they all do, it's 100%. The saturation for the NFL in the United States of America is 30%. The saturation for football in the United Kingdom is 99%.
Isn't that crazy? It's nuts. They fill stadiums of 150,000 people. We only get 50,000 people to show up.
Yeah. And it's sold out with I mean, if you guys have ever been to AT&T Stadium that we have here in Arlington, where the Dallas Cowboys play, that place is freaking massive. And they had a soccer tournament or a soccer game there as one of the first things when it opened up, and it packed out. It sold out. That was more than the Cowboys usually get.
It's nuts. No,
and people think, I mean, the Cowboys are a multi-billion-dollar, I think they were ranked $9 billion valuation in the top sports teams in the world. Chelsea, Manchester United, they're on that list also, but that's only because of marketing. You can go anywhere on the planet and find Dallas Cowboy gear. Once that happens to soccer, yeah, those guys are just going to be obscene. And that's why, and Saudi Arabia, the UAE, they're trying to diversify their economies now because they know the oil may not sustain them in the future. And that's one of the reasons why they're having a bidding war. That the avenues behind the businesses of all this type of stuff is really what gets me excited, because there's just everything involved.
Well, hopefully they'll find a way to attach this to the ticket gates, and now we're really talking.
Oh yeah, you get an NFT. Oh yeah.
No, from what I understand, every aspect of this ecosystem is going to be ran through the blockchain in the Atlas coin, even ticket sales.
Yeah.
What I understand, advertisement, ticket, everything, sponsorship, everything is going to be running through there.
I said, better order my yacht now. Then it takes a while to build.
Well, my husband gets on me because I count my chickens before they hatch sometimes, so I have to be really careful with that, but it is hard not to get extremely
No, I'm
excited.
just totally talking about it, but still, it is exciting. It is exciting to think about the potential of what it could be, even if it doesn't go beyond what it is. 5 point. I mean, look at where it went, 1 to 5. That's
Yeah.
that's trending momentum, right? So, I mean, just the valuation of currently where it started, where it is. I'm happy there. If it doesn't do a dime more, I'm still happy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I mean, yeah, wow,
Thank you so
yeah,
much, Carrie.